Okay, so we're going to take a seat in our cockpit just to simplify things. Now we've got, we'll rotate here so we can see it. Perfect. Okay, so let's imagine that we want to change a light color. Okay, so we're going to, first we'll make sure we have mother loaded. So we'll find our programmable block. This can be anyone you want that you want to load mother into. You are going to go down to the very bottom and you're going to see the edit button. You want to click that. We already got it loaded here, but imagine we don't. We can just go to Browse Scripts. And if you've subscribed in the workshop, you're going to see it here. In fact, mother actually looks like this in the workshop. So we'll just give that a double click. We'll see that it's loaded here, and we'll press OK. Boom. The first thing we'll notice right on the right-hand side is the terminal window. So we've booted. We see our grid's name, and we've also got a unique identifier, which the system uses under the hood. You don't really need to worry about this. This is mostly just for debugging. We see the system is active. This is on a update 100 cycle, so every 1.6 seconds, mother's going to run. This keeps her nice and lean. I'm thinking about pushing that up, but not before I do some more time-based testing, so that I'm not affecting the sim speed too aggressively. And finally, we've got this little 2. This 2 relates to the almanac. So this says we have 2 records in the almanac at this time, and you can see in the background on the screen, we've got NTP 0 and NTP 1. Okay. So this is where all the magic happens, inside this argument window. We've got a huge list of commands available. You can find those in the documentation for this script. We're going to start simple with just changing the color of a light. So if we look across the top here, we've got our 5 lights. And if we look at those guys in our terminal, I've just sorted them 1 to 5, left to right. Keep it nice and simple. And in fact, if you look across the whole ship, it's mostly this paradigm. I'm using a lot of 1, 2s. Left is 1, right is 2. In the cases of the hinges and arms, we've got 1, 1 and 1, 2, signifying the base and the connection. And similarly, on the right-hand side, the first one would be 2, 1, and the second 2. Okay, so now that we know that, we're going to target light number 1. So we'll go back to our mother terminal, down to the very bottom where it says argument, and we're going to run the light color command. So light/color, we're going to designate it to be light 1, and we're going to make that light red. Click. Boom, active. You'll see here on the right-hand side, we got a quick piece of feedback that said we've changed our color to red. Now, of course, we want to change it again. We can just set it to green, run. We've now got green. And there's a bunch of colors I've pre-recorded in here. I think yellow is another one we've got. Yeah, exactly. So that's a simple, how to execute a simple command. And this can be run via an event controller, a timer block. You can associate this with a button, which we can go through in a little bit. But let's go a little bit more mechanical. So using the same syntax, let's try and actuate our hinge now. So if you remember, we had hinge 1, 2 on, or 1, 1 on the left-hand side, rather, this guy. So we're going to use the hinge rotate command. We're going to target hinge 1, 1, and we're going to send it to minus 45 degrees. Now you'll notice the little hash marks here. That's the negative direction. So we actually want him to rotate like this. So we hit run, and we're going to see very quickly he starts to run. Cool. It's really that simple. Now I want to do this again. We're going to set him back to 0, but I'm going to point something out specifically. And it's going to be on the right-hand side right here on the terminal. When we hit run, we're going to see this M pop up. This is the activity monitor watching that block. And like I was saying before, we're trying to get in the way of Clang. So Mother under the hood knows when your mechanical blocks are in motion using these commands, and it will automatically, in most cases, lock them and stop them when they've reached their terminal position. This means that your landing gear that goes down doesn't require some complicated timing via a timer block to lock it. It's go to angle, and then it will lock. So we see that one more time. We'll go to minus 9. You just drive the example. We run that. We're going to see the M. And as soon as the block stops, the next cycle will lock it, and we'll see that the M has disappeared. Boom. Okay. That is the basics of running a command. Next up, we're going to look at how to turn multiple commands into what I call a routine.